back to Afternoon Express. Now I have got my pen and paper out, as you should have from the top of the show, just learning so much from Sidika and Kriya. And I hope that you also have been loving this masterclass. Please do comment on our social media platforms and let us know your thoughts. We've also posed the question on social media. We now know that South Africa is just king and queen, absolute royalty when it comes to preparing food. But we want to find out from you, what city has a special place in your heart? Who do you think throws down the best? Use that hashtag Afternoon Express. Now, what a treat it has been for Chef Dumi to learn about modern Indian cuisine for our cook-along in Johannesburg. But right now, we're about to cross back as she indulges in another treat, mango kulfi.
Welcome back, South Africa, and yes, we are at the finish line. Dessert. And we've got an array of ingredients over here for this kulfi that we're about to make. And if you want the recipe details, do make sure you go to afternoonexpress.co.za. Mango kulfi. I have always wanted to learn how to make kulfi in general, but we're making it a different way, authentic but modern.
Absolutely. Because for summer we want it a little bit fresher, so the normal kulfi would be without your mango. But because it's summery and we want that zesty flavor and to cut some of that creaminess, we're doing it with some mango, so mango puree.
Well, I'm ready to dig in. Please let us know what we need to do, what do we need to get
Fantastic.
started.
So let's get some nuts getting chopped, and let's get some mango getting sliced, whilst I start getting all of the ingredients into the pot. It's basically a one-pot dessert. So as soon as that milk starts boiling, we're going to get the other ingredients.
I think before we even get started, it is important for us to find out what exactly goes into this kulfi.
Sure. So kulfi is a milk-based ice cream, so it starts out with full cream milk, no low fat. There is no low fat. There is no dieting with kulfi. This is indulgent as ever. So full cream milk, fresh cream, condensed milk, you can't go wrong with condensed milk, and milk powder. So this is an interesting thing. In India, we would use, or the sweetmeat makers would use a mawa or koya, which is milk-based powder. So this would suit perfectly. Get it in the shops, that's perfect. Then in addition, some chopped nuts for extra texture, mango puree, get it frozen, take it out of the freezer, get it into your smoothie maker, puree it. And then my personally favorite, and I shouldn't be biased for spice, but my two favorite spices, saffron, because it's just so indulgent, it makes me feel like a queen, and cardamom powder. Terrible if you were to chew on a whole cardamom pod, it is a nightmare, but once this puppy is ground, she is beautiful, because heat just attracts her and makes the spice absolutely beautiful. And then the last ingredient, very interesting ingredient, is cornstarch. So that just allows the milk to thicken, so it sets a little bit quicker. It also gives it just a very creamy, silky texture, and that's what you're looking for. So we can make a corn slurry. What I do, take a little bit of milk from the base. 4 tablespoons in there, make your slurry, just keep it aside, get it ready as we get all of the ingredients in.
Okay, while you do that, then let me get the slurry for you, and then you can get cooking.
Fantastic.
Because clearly most of the action happens over there.
Most of the action happens at a pot. A one-pot dessert.
I can't wait to get cooking with this one. So how many teaspoons?
4.
I'm loving the fact that we're using saffron, right? But it is quite an expensive ingredient to use. So what alternatives could a person use in place of saffron?
So I think as long as you have your milk base right for kulfi, you can actually just leave out the saffron. Put the cardamom in, leave the saffron out. Kulfi is so versatile that you could leave out the mango puree, and you could get rose syrup. And plop rose syrup in, and now you have pink ice lollies. I grew up with cardamom milk lollies, and I'm sure, Kriya, you did as well. Used to make it with just milk and a pink syrup. Really, really stodgy syrup. And then the other alternatives are, put any other fruit, actually, that actually works with milk. So think about what goes into your smoothies could possibly go into kulfi as well.
Because I think the thing for me that's interesting is that, yes, it still has somewhat of a custard base in terms of how ice cream is made, but there's just so many other different ingredients like milk powder, which you wouldn't normally put into an ice cream. So it does set it apart, but it's still sort of the same family. But
absolutely, milk-based cousins. I'd call it cousins. So you can absolutely go wild. I've even seen variants of kulfi with chocolate in there and salted caramel. So you could really just go wild with kulfi.
Interesting. Sidika, we're making a kulfi, right? And I know with an ice cream base, you'd normally want to mix all the liquid together, like the cream, the milk, all of that, let it simmer. Do you do the same process with kulfi?
You want to bring that milk to a boil. You want to get that cream coming in before you put in any of the other ingredients. It just brings out that aroma of the cream. In India, it takes hours to boil this milk because that's where this cream, and they generally use buffalo milk, so it's even creamier than normal cow milk. So here we are compensating, but we're adding in the rest of the ingredients, but that you need that aromatic of the milk to come in.
Okay.
So you can also keep your pot a little bit warm before you put your milk in to speed up the process. Next steps, the milk's coming to a gentle boil, and we're going to put in our fresh cream, our condensed milk and milk powder in. We're going to bring that to a boil for about 20 minutes. Put in some of our spices. We're going to put the cardamom, the saffron in, let that infuse, and then lastly we're going to get our mango puree in. Simple, easy peasy.
Very simple.
So the milk has been boiling for 20 minutes, but the ingredients, full cream milk, the milk powder, the cream, the condensed milk, cardamom, saffron, and those chopped nuts in. Okay. So we have to let it cool down before we put in the mango puree and fold that in. But luckily, for the sake of time, we do have a batch that has already cooled. So
TV magic.
indeed. So we can already get this in and fold our mango in.
Okay, so unlike normal ice cream where you'd want to cool everything down, make the mix and cool it, you want to cool the
base.
cream mixture first, the base
Absolutely.
first, and then add.
And then you're going to add in your whatever your fruit or whatever the
Because you don't want
base
the
is.
moisture to kind of, or the water within whatever you're adding, to mess up the chemistry that's already happened there.
The magic.
Because it won't set. Sneaky,
it.
sneaky.
I hope you guys are listening.
That's it. And this goes into any mold of your choice. I personally love these long molds because you take it out and then you can cut it into these chunky slices. Ice lolly molds, even those silicone muffin molds that you're seeing lately, whatever your choice is, you put it into a mold and ideally about 4 to 5 hours to set in the fridge, and then take it out, put it into a water bath, a warm water bath, and it should slide out of its mold and ready to serve.
Now, ladies, my mouth is definitely watering. I cannot wait to try these. And if you want to try all the recipes we cooked on our today's cook along, do make sure to go to afternoonexpress.co.za. But for now, we need to go get